Lesson 6.1, example 1 says, find the volume of the solid formed by revolving the region bounded by the graph of f of x equals square root sine x and the x-axis about the x-axis. And we're going from 0 to pi. All right, so we're revolving the region bounded by the graph of root sine x and the x-axis. I have already drawn a graph for you. This right here is your f of x. And then this, of course, is the x-axis. The region bounded is right here between 0 and pi, and it goes up to 1 at x equals 1/2. So this is the region we're talking about right here. Now, the x-axis is a horizontal axis of rotation. I always draw where my graph is rotating. It's rotating about the x-axis. So visualize what's happening. We have this graph and we are taking it and rotating it this way, and we're creating kind of a spherical shape out of it. The two things you need to know are your A and your B, which we know, and your radius. So visualizing this, if my axis is horizontal, my radius has to be vertical. So this would be my radius, R of x. Now in this case, I have to figure out what R of x is going to be. How would I figure out, given an x, what this height would be? Well, it's going to be the same thing as f of x. R of x is going to equal f of x, which is going to equal square root of sine of x. That is my radius. My radius is going to be whatever height it's at for whatever x I plug in to my original function. So my radius is square root sine of x. Then I just use my formula. Volume equals pi integral, my two endpoints, 0 to pi, my radius squared dx, because it is rotated about the x-axis. So then I can just plug in from 0 to pi of square root sine x squared dx. All right, so then it would be pi integral from 0 to pi of sine x, because square root of sine x squared is just sine x dx. The integral of sine x is negative cosine x. And then I'm going from 0 to pi, and because it is a definite integral, I don't have to do plus c. So plug in pi to cosine x, and you'll get -1. So negative 1 is just 1. So I'll have pi times 1 minus, plug in 0. Cosine of 0 is +1. So I'd have negative, +1. So minus -1. So that would equal 2 pi. So 2 pi is going to be the volume of, if I took this solid shape and rotated it about the x-axis and formed that spherical looking shape.